Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. I got this email that it amused me a little bit, but I think this is worth addressing because some of you are just too damn nice. Sometimes you got to be an asshole. Sometimes I'm just telling you, you can't get away in life just being so nice and trusting all the time. I know you mean well, but you got to be able to put your foot down and be assertive. It's not, it's just how it is. So you could embrace your dark side. Come on. So anyway, he says, hey, your programming tips and advices are great. I have a question here, and I've been thinking about it for quite a long time. I am working for a startup, which is basically into web applications for clients. Let me make sure I'm actually reading the right question here. Okay, yeah, no. I'm working for a startup which is basically into building web applications for clients. The first project that we have started working on is a school content management system using .NET for backend. Now we get to the good part here. The thing is that the founder never says anything about salary payment. He just says that once we get a hold of a couple of good projects, we'll talk about salary. So eventually, I'm working without any salary. I'm thinking I'm getting experience working on projects, but is it really worth it? Thank you. No. What the hell are you doing? Okay, there's a couple of things here. Don't work without getting paid unless you intend to do that. If you take an internship and you're like, I've told you multiple times, if a billionaire says, hey John, will you get my coffee and do whatever for me, I'll put up a tent on his lawn and I will camp out there and do whatever he says, and you don't have to pay me a dime, right? Because I'm just going to absorb and learn from the experience. It's an awesome opportunity, but that would be a calculated one. If you go and you take a job and someone's going to sit and they say they're going to pay you a salary, and then they're like, you know what? Don't worry about the salary. When we get paid, whatever, we'll take care of you. Call bullshit on that right away and say, no, look, what day am I getting paid? What is the arrangement? What is the agreement? Always when you come into some kind of a business engagement, know what the arrangement is. It's so critical, it's so important. Sometimes it's uncomfortable to ask questions, to say, how much are you going to charge me, right? And I'll tell you from experience, if you ever talk to a lawyer, the first words out of your mouth should be, how much are you going to charge me and what are you going to bill for? I'll just tell you that one from experience. But as a contractor working, whatever, in software development field, you should know. It's okay to take a job pro bono. It's totally fine. Like I said, I'll camp in the billionaire's yard with a tent. It doesn't have to pay me crap. But you got to know what you're getting into. And if that's the arrangement, that's totally fine. You're getting experience out of it. That's fine. But if you're agreed to be paid and you say, well, I'm getting experience out of it, no. Sorry, you can't. You got to put your foot down, and you got to. If you let people walk over you like this, they're going to continue to walk over you, and your whole life is going to be people taking advantage of you. And you know what? People can smell that on you, right? They can smell that weakness, and they will run over you. I'm telling you, like a Mack truck. So don't do that. Don't ever do that, right? It's make the arrangement, figure out what it is, know what the deal is. It might be your first job. You might think that whatever, and that you're not in any position to argue, but you always are. This may cost you the job. Fine. It's fine. You're not getting paid anyway. What can they do? They can fire you, and then you're not going to do any more free work for them? No. And then I'll tell you one other thing about this, which is when you do have a payment arrangement, do not. If you can get paid up front as a contractor or freelancer, try to do that. And if you can't, then get paid as soon as possible. The longer that you are not paid, the less likelihood that you're going to get paid. It's true in rental properties. When I manage my rental properties and a tenant gets behind, as soon as they're a month behind, I'm like, this is it. It's pay or quit, because I know that no one ever catches up from 2 months behind. And I guarantee you, if you're 2 months, a month behind in salary, 2 paychecks, you're never going to see that money. So you might as well quit now. But put your foot down before. Say, hey, pay me now, and stand there and say, I'm waiting for you to write the check. So that's what I would do, and don't get into the situation again. Next time, know exactly when you're going to get paid, and as soon as it doesn't happen, then you're going to have to make a decision. Then you confront the situation. You deal with conflict. I did this video on dealing with conflict, and I think you should probably watch that, because it's important sometimes to have conflict. I know a lot of us want to avoid conflict, but there's good conflict in your life, and you can't be afraid of confrontation and conflict. So anyway, entertaining email, but I know that there's other of you out there that have done the same thing. I've done similar things in my past. So I remember working for a startup once, and after the trade tower collapse, after the September 11th, and they're like, and there's the whole startup was going down, and the CEO called me in the office, and he was like, "Hey John, so good news is you're not being laid off, but we can't pay you anymore. So you could still work here. You still have your desk." And I was like, "You know what? I'm out here." I didn't even give him, didn't let him finish his sentence. So anyway, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and take care. Talk to you next time.